When it came time to apply to college, decided I wanted to go to UCLA and it's film school. I didn't get in. I got a rejection slip, which was so horrifying because I didn't expect it and I was stuck. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I went and talked to the counselor at the film school and said I wanted to appeal the decision. And he said, you can't do that. Decided, you know what, let me just write a letter to the head of the film school telling her essentially why they made a mistake. And 2 days later, I got a call from her personally saying that she was letting me in. But just totally set the tone for my career of that overcoming no and being so passionate and knowing in my heart that this is the only thing I wanted to do.
So how did you kind of keep yourself going? Like, what was the motivation for you when you kept getting all this rejection, and how do you deal with self-doubt?
Writing is really, really hard. And there are days when I am full of self-doubt. Like, I suck and I can't write and this doesn't make sense and I'm a fluke. But I was so passionate about it. And to be good at what you do, you have to give it everything. I spent actually a year and a half writing Love and Basketball. And every single production company and studio turned it down. And it really made me question what I want to put out in the world. Does anybody actually want to see it? 2 days after the final no, a program called Sundance called. They had heard about the script and they invited me to the program. After the reading, Spike Lee's company happened to be in the audience and they came up and said, we love this. We want to do it. Go make your movie. Going from, oh my God, my career's dead before it even started, to, wow, Spike Lee is interested in something I want to do. So when you get those no's, you can take them in and start to believe it, as opposed to those are no's, but somebody out there is going to see what I see. And so it's about fighting for that one yes.
So like, what are some key things that you think like someone that's trying to get into this industry should know or just be aware of or just kind of prepare themselves for?
Yeah, it's very hard. Very, very hard. But I truly believe that cream rises to the top. Absolutely work on your craft. I think the thing I notice most about younger writers is the lack of work ethic, that I've written a draft and I'm good. Like Beyond the Lights was 55 drafts. I mean, it just kept rewriting because you only have one chance to make a first impression. So go out with it in the absolute best position possible. And I promise you, if your writing is good, people are going to get excited about it.
Were there times that you ever kind of felt like alone or you kind of just felt really different? Because I know I feel that a lot in the corporate world, and I know like when I try to transition into screenwriting, it's not going to get any better. So how do you kind of deal with those feelings?
After Different World, I moved into dramas, and I was the only Black writer on 3 shows in a row. And it was very tough. One, because people would pitch Black characters and they would always be the buddy, or their family, father, brother, sister had a drug problem. Like, it was like clockwork. So having to fight against stereotypes and to feel like you're fighting all the time, like against people that are supposed to be your colleagues, I mean, it's draining. And there comes a point sometimes you're like, what's the point? But then I think, gosh, if I was not in this room, this stuff would be going out on the air. I finally took it upon myself that I'm here for a reason, and it's to fight for these characters.
That moment you had when you switched from screenwriting to directing, how do you know kind of to let go of something and like pursue something else? What's important to keep in mind?
I think goals and deadlines are helpful too. Like, I'm gonna take a chance, but I'll give myself this amount of time. And if it doesn't work, then I'll go back and get comfortable again and then try again. It's scary to jump out and go for something that maybe nobody else can see but you, but go with your gut and try it. The worst that could happen is it doesn't work out. I feel blessed and happy that I get to do what I love. And you know, when people are telling you your dream is impossible, like, you know, just stay true to yourself and fight for it. So I would absolutely say, follow your passion. I feel like I was lucky that I knew early on what my passion was. Not everybody does. It's also cool to have a bunch of different interests, and I do feel like tagging on to the one that you're most passionate about, going for it and trying it, and seeing how these other interests can maybe coalesce around it. But you've got to love what you do, and it's scary to go out and go for it, but you don't want to look up 20 years from now and remember, wow, life was ahead of me and I was so excited about this or that, and now you're at a desk doing something that you hate. If you keep working at it, work at it, something is gonna break. If you work on your craft, you're passionate about it, and then again, you get to look up and go to work every day with a smile on your face.